This motorcyclist took deputies on a heart-pounding chase through the picturesque San Gabriel Valley. The whole thing started when the motorcyclist, going at double the normal speeds, eluded deputies at over 100 meters per hour. The high-speed chase happened on freeways and surface streets.
Clearly see that vehicle moving double the speed of what's going on down there.
A motorcyclist clocking speeds of more than 100 miles per hour, leading LA County Sheriff's deputies on a high-speed...
Then the biker made an unexpected pit stop at a gas station where he abruptly refueled and even stole gas from an unsuspecting driver. Like a game of tag, the suspect continued the chase through Baldwin Park in Pasadena, making a daring move by ducking into a parking structure near the shopping mall.
Through the East San Gabriel Valley, Stu Mendel tracking the suspect from Skyfox.
I cannot grasp the risk.
The authorities were not idle either, as the Pasadena police swiftly responded, extracting a man believed to be the suspect from the structure, leading to his arrest.
The 90-minute wild ride seen live on Fox 11, both on freeways and surface streets, started shortly after 11 o'clock when the suspect refused to pull over for speeding.
These cops were patiently waiting for this motorcyclist, who maneuvered through various routes, skillfully accelerating at top speed to evade law enforcement. The scene unfolded as a high-stakes chase, with the agile rider deftly navigating the surroundings to avoid capture. The law enforcers made considerable efforts, but the motorcycle sped away, leaving the pursuing officers behind in the pursuit of a swift and elusive escape. The next clip is a heartbreaking video of a high-speed chase. The video shows a Camden County Sheriff's deputy catch up to a motorcyclist and fall behind him for about a minute. Then, when the motorcyclist gets an opening, he starts speeding more than 100 miles per hour away from the deputy.
Also tonight, stunning video of a high-speed chase. A deeper look now at the dash cam video we first brought you yesterday of Friday's deadly law enforcement pursuit that ended in Brunswick.
The pursuit continues into a different jurisdiction, going in and out of rush hour traffic on the highway, and at times into the emergency lane.
Just crossed into Blaine County.
At about 2 minutes in, the pursuit continues into a different jurisdiction, going in and out of rush hour traffic on the highway.
After going into a particular area, the pursuit, which lasted for roughly 6.5 minutes, ends with the motorcyclist crashing into a car at an intersection where he loses his life.
After going into Brunswick, the roughly 6.5-minute pursuit ends with the motorcyclist crashing into a car at an intersection.
A New York man was arrested after officers discovered a surprising Instagram video showcasing his bold attempt to evade authorities. The video starts with the daring dirt bike rider fleeing from persistent police officers on the crowded streets of Hollywood. The suspect weaves through traffic, trying to avoid capture while laughing. Hollywood police officers accidentally came across the Instagram video, offering an unexpected look into the suspect's escape attempts. The rider's actions took place during the lively annual event, where participants ride through the streets on bikes to raise awareness. An unexpected thrill unfolded in Houston as a motorcyclist led local law enforcement on a daring chase down to Brazoria County. Aerial video surveillance captured the intense pursuit as the motorcyclist skillfully navigated the streets. Perhaps getting tired, the suspect made a daring turn into a quiet residential area, seeking refuge among the suburban landscape. In a bid to hide his bike from sight, he found cover under the canopy of trees. Despite the suspect's efforts to elude capture, the Houston police displayed remarkable teamwork and apprehended him. An airman from Tinker Air Force Base found himself in a situation he would soon come to regret.
Right 330 Ardmore, I got two motorcycles northbound 120 miles an hour from the 20.
The rider and his accomplice, seemingly oblivious to the impending consequences, continued their reckless high-speed chase, weaving through traffic with brazen disregard for safety.
They're northbound at the 27 right now.
The chase escalated to 183 meters per hour, but little did they know the daring escapade was about to take a turn for the worse. Finally, after an adrenaline-fueled chase, the rider and his accomplice were brought to a halt.
Go ahead, get on the ground! Get down on the f***ing ground! I will f***ing shoot you! Get on the f***ing ground!
The consequences of their reckless actions were about to unfold as they faced the aftermath of a high-speed pursuit they would soon regret. In this next video, we see a motorcycle rider hit high speeds, weaving in and out of traffic on local freeways. Unsurprisingly, the reckless rider showed no regard for traffic safety laws.
Motorcycle rider hitting speeds up to 150 miles an hour as he weaves in and out of traffic.
An officer quickly engaged in the extreme speed chase, reaching alongside the fleeing motorcycle. The officer gestured directly to the rider, ordering him to pull over.
Fleeing motorcycle clearly surprising the rider and ordering him to pull over.
The rider was very unwilling and he engaged in a verbal exchange with the officer. However, despite all signs of hesitance, the rider finally complied, pulling over onto the exit ramp. He was placed in handcuffs after the dangerously intense motorcycle chase.
Gesturing directly in his face, the pursuit now coming to a stop.
One could almost feel the adrenaline in the air as the suspect maneuvered back and forth under the bridge. When the police cars arrived at the scene, they swiftly apprehended the suspect, bringing the wild chase to an end. In a daring escape, a motorcyclist skillfully maneuvered through traffic, accelerating rapidly to evade law enforcement. The rider initially slowed down, luring one of the officers on patrol to make a move. However, with swift reflexes, the motorcyclist bent his head and accelerated, eluding the officer's attempt to grab him. It looked like he was just toying with them. A high-speed police chase erupted as RCMP officers pursued a bold motorcyclist through Surrey streets, culminating in Guilford Town Center. The chase began with the motorcyclist speeding westbound on 108 at 140th, dangerously weaving through traffic. Authorities scrambled to apprehend the suspect as the perilous situation unfolded. The pursuit took an unexpected turn when the motorcyclist sped into the upper-level parking lot. CCTV footage captured the tense moments as the motorcyclist maneuvered through the mall, narrowly avoiding pedestrians. The suspect's evasive actions kept officers on high alert throughout the chase. Authorities found themselves being led on a high-speed chase by a daring biker who veered off the main interstate onto a dirt road. As the rider sped along several freeways, a helicopter captured him skillfully weaving through traffic. He was moving dangerously close to vehicle doors, probably unsatisfied.
A motorcyclist in California reaches top speeds during an all-out pursuit along several freeways.
The biker unexpectedly entered a construction site and rode onto a dirt road. Naturally, the uneven terrain proved too challenging, causing the rider to lose balance and abruptly ending the chase.
Well, oh, look at this. He just jumps off the bike for no good reason here. He's laying on the ground.
Seemingly despondent, the biker could only lie helplessly on the ground. The cops with guns in hands arrived at the scene, arresting the suspect.
Kind of boy, not after some crazy moments here. And again, not really clear on what this guy's intentions were several times.
This next video was captured on the helmet cam of the suspect himself as he was attempting to flee from law enforcement. The suspect sped into a residential area, maneuvering through tight corners and narrow streets. However, things took a turn for the worse when, during a rapid change in direction, the suspect lost control of the motorcycle. In his desperate attempt to flee for his freedom, the suspect abandoned the bike and fled on foot. However, he didn't go too far, as he was swiftly taken down and apprehended by determined police officers. This biker fortunately found himself on the wrong side of the law as he tried to outrun the police in another high-speed chase. He was riding quite recklessly, and before long, attracted the attention of a police aircraft, which spotted him speeding, pulling wheelies, and spinning his rear tire. That wasn't all. He dangerously overtook other vehicles with utmost carelessness. The pursuit was coming to an end. As at the moment he attempted a desperate U-turn, he collided with officers, causing him to fall from his bike at low speed. But he didn't give up, as he then vaulted over a fence and dived over a hedge, attempting to escape through a farm. These officers took decisive actions to successfully bring an intense motorcycle pursuit to an end. The daring motorcyclist attempted to escape police capture.
And that's not CHP, that's
up behind him.
Who is that?
That looks like
which agency is
Bell
this?
Gardens, I believe. But that's got that's not a CHP unit.
Yeah, BG.
What he didn't know was that a significant number of police officers had strategically positioned themselves at the road's end.
Well, that's got
to. That was crazy. You just.
Yeah, that's got to give you some pause.
So obviously,
if I was on that bike, it would. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
In a decisive moment, the officers executed a strategic move, forcibly dismounting the motorcyclist, bringing the chase to an abrupt end.
Number. Now
doors open. Look at this. Is he going to get around?
Oh, just push him over.
Okay. See.
Reluctantly or not, police had to do their jobs. This deputy found himself in the midst of a wild, high-speed chase against an armed meth trafficker. It came as no surprise that, rather than complying, the suspect accelerated when the deputy signaled for him to stop. With their minds made up to capture the suspect, the officers attempted to execute a rolling roadblock to bring him to a stop. But this suspect somehow managed to evade the roadblock, continuing his dangerous flight. The heart-pounding chase reached its climax when, after a series of intense maneuvers, he lost control of the bike, landing in the ground. This next footage unveils the heart-racing moment when officers pursued a moped gang making a desperate escape on two motorcycles who were desperate to escape the law. The intense pursuit started as the moped gang on two motorcycles raced rather recklessly through the highway. The chase continued until one member lost balance. Seeing this, the other ones quickly ditched their bikes to regroup on one and continued their breakneck escape. pursuit continued on foot through dynamic street battles. Members of the gang scattered in different directions, intensifying the chase. One suspect decided to seek refuge in a cemetery, using his cell phone for help. However, the officers, vigilant as ever, swiftly located and successfully arrested him. The next incident happened in California, as Highway Patrol chased a daring motorcycle rider.
Pursuit of a motorcycle driver on Interstate 10 in the West Covina area. Authorities say the driver was consistently going about 100 miles per hour.
The chase went on as the suspect merged onto a freeway, navigating through traffic at breakneck speed. In an attempt to evade law enforcers, the motorcycle driver exited onto side streets in Los Angeles County.
Hold on, he's going around the loop right now.
Still pushing the bike to high speeds, the motorcycle exited onto side streets in Los Angeles County.
The surprising thing was that, despite the high speeds, the rider still adhered to traffic signals, stopping at red lights. The police reacted quickly to halt the reckless biker.
A CHP cruiser pulled up to the suspect and knocked him off his bike.
Wow, just like that. Oh my goodness. CHP was not...
5 bikers found themselves being chased by a police officer riding a powerful Honda VFR 1200F, engaged in a pursuit that reached astonishing speeds of over 150 mph. The police motorcycle was truly astonishing in its pursuit, catching up to the 5 bikers who were going wild on the road. As the police officer closed in on the speeding bikers, the unmarked motorcycle roared through the highway. The officer shouted and gestured, signaling the bikers to pull over. The 5 motorcyclists, upon realizing the situation, chose to comply. The police motorcycle successfully led them to the side of the road, ending the chase. A suspicious motorcyclist found himself on the wrong side of both the law and the roadway. As the motorcyclist sped away, Officer Julian raced to catch up.
But by failing to stop, was the wrong way around the roundabout, into opposing traffic, and across the stray.
Another traffic cop joined the lead car, determined to bring the reckless rider to justice. With precision, the Stinger was deployed on the pavement, aiming to disable the fleeing motorcycle.
Come on, Chris, we need that Stinger. He's on the roundabout.
As the rider leaves the roundabout, he spots the Stinger.
He's on the pavement.
The police helicopter arrived, offering crucial aerial assistance as the pursuit was monitored from above. The rider abandoned the motorcycle to evade capture.
He's with a helicopter.
3, just coming on scene now. We got it on camera. We are recording.
Julian and his team, directed toward the abandoned bike, despite the rider's claims of innocence, traced his mobile device back to the incident, connecting the dots from the helmet to the gloves.
Towards Leeds A61.
At this point, I can't see it, and I'm relying on the helicopter to direct us in.
Yeah, he's onto the roundabout, the wrong side of the carriageway.
In a desperate attempt to evade the law, this motorcyclist was captured on camera, dangerously weaving through traffic, changing lanes at high speeds, with no regard to others on the road. The rider expertly changed lanes, attempting to overtake a car in front of him, thereby creating a dangerous situation for both himself and fellow road users. The pursuit took an unexpected turn when a vigilant California Highway Patrol officer on a motorcycle stopped the suspect. As the motorcyclist approached, the officer aimed their gun, marking a decisive moment. Additional officers swiftly moved in, taking the suspect into custody. The arrest unfolded with precision as law enforcement officers secured and cuffed the suspect, preparing to transport him to the awaiting police car. A wild motorcycle pursuit unfolded in Maywood, capturing the attention of onlookers and authorities alike. The pursuit kicked off as the suspect raced down 6th Street. He wove through traffic with reckless abandon, disregarding the safety of others. At some point, the suspect, unable to maintain control, clipped a car at a busy intersection.
A motorcycle pursuit in Maywood.
Yeah, this happened live on KCAL 9 News at 9 o'clock just a few minutes ago. It started at Southgate. Suspect speeding down surface.
The determined rider wasn't deterred by the impact, as what followed would prove even more astonishing. Determined to evade capture, the suspect made a daring move by climbing a fence, but the attempt to escape was short-lived. The police officers demonstrated their agility and efficiency as they quickly apprehended the suspect, bringing the wild motorcycle chase to an abrupt end.
Streets with police right on his tail, eventually clipping a car in an intersection there. Then he got up and ran. I think he actually ran faster than was going on a motorcycle. It was only like 30, 40 miles an hour. Eventually, police caught up to him after he hopped a fence.
A motorcycle pursuit, which began in a construction zone, escalated into a scene filled with tension.
Followed by a takedown in Compton. Let's get more from Chris Chrissy, Air 7 HD. Chris.
Mark, that high-speed motorcycle chase ending at Long Beach Boulevard and Louis Street here in Compton after that motorcycle.
For some reason, however, the motorcyclist eventually decided to pull over, bringing the high-speed pursuit to a temporary halt. As the motorcyclist came to a stop, the officers sprang into action.
Miles per hour down the 105 freeway. Let's go ahead and roll some tape of that chase. You can see it coming to an end right here after they finally caught up with them once again. They canceled the pursuit.
The video captures the moment when the officers swiftly tackled the suspect to the ground, executing a dramatic takedown that brought the pursuit to an abrupt end.
CHP officers tackled the guy to the ground immediately, bringing him into custody without incident. Fortunately, nobody else hurt.
When a traffic stop is executed, people stop. However, this routine traffic stop took a dangerous turn when a man on a motorcycle absolutely refused to pull over, leading to a high-speed chase.
43-year-old Marcus Eugene Smith of Noonan on the motorcycle being chased after they say he refused to pull over for speeding and other traffic.
Deputies initiated the chase, well aware of the added dangers involved in pursuing a motorcycle. As the pursuit reached Noon Lakes Road, the suspect Smith attempted to slow down for a turn, only to lose control and crash.
Slid out of control.
After the crash, dash cam footage captured Smith complying with the deputy's commands. When Smith isn't complying, the deputy, concerned for his well-being, opts for a less lethal approach, deploying his taser to ensure a safe arrest.
The deputy has seen him.
Teenagers are almost always pumped up with adrenaline. A perfect example is the London teenager who embarked on a reckless journey, hitting a staggering 180 meters per hour on a motorbike.
Per hour. Just approaching the junction of the M25.
Knowing he might run out of fuel soon, the rider slowed down. The pursuit reached a dramatic climax when the teenager finally stopped on the hard shoulder.
Past the service area, now approaching junction 12.
But he wasn't ready to give up. He took an unexpected turn, going the wrong way and re-entering the service stations.
One rider, black helmet, dark coloured top and dark coloured shorts and dark trainers over. Yes, thank you.
This daring escape came to a halt as the cops surrounded the motorbike at the service stations.
Scorpion 2 rolling roadblock into the services received.
In a tale of speed and misfortune, an encounter between Sandy Springs police and a motorcyclist became the shortest chase in the city's history. The video begins with a motorcyclist accelerating around a parked vehicle, attempting to evade Sandy Springs police. The rider's aim seemed to be gaining access to westbound Interstate 285, setting the stage for what promised to be a speedy escape. The pursuit took an unexpected turn when a seemingly innocuous toll curb became an insurmountable obstacle. The rider's attempt to navigate around it resulted in a spill, bringing both the bike and the rider down.
0110, start me a unit to Roswell and 35.
As the rider struggled to lift the fallen bike, a uniformed officer swiftly approached, turning the scene into an unforeseen opportunity for a quick arrest. An intense police pursuit unfolded as officers chased down a motorcyclist suspected of being armed and dangerous. The rider was also believed to be wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. The dramatic scene was captured from above, showing a lone motorcycle rider stopping at an intersection surrounded by a fleet of police vehicles. Despite the overwhelming police presence, the suspect had no intention of surrendering.
I'm going to come in tight real quick here to get a better look. Here comes a red light at Oxnard. He's going to go right-hand turn.
The high-stakes pursuit eventually reached its climax when the motorcycle rider made a bold move, stopping in front of a house. The suspect, surrounded by law enforcement, faced a critical moment as officers prepared for the arrest.
Not compliant. Officers out of the vehicle, and officers there in the oh, they took him down with a taser. Maybe a taser. Hard to say. They're saying he fell.
On a regular day in San Fernando Valley, a biker decided to take LAPD on a high-speed chase.
Our Chris Christie overhead and calling it all as that chase hit Chase Street in Panorama City.
It's going to be westbound Chase Street, CHP.
The video shows the motorcyclist deftly maneuvering through the twisting streets at extreme speeds. As the Roscoe Boulevard chase unfolded, LAPD joined in, aiming to stop the motorcycle.
Extreme speeds through surface streets. Again, all of this residential area here in Panorama City.
The determined motorcyclist slowed down near an intersection where another CHP motor unit tried to apprehend him. He ended up being surrounded by law enforcement officers.
Right place at the right time. Gonna take him down here. You saw that motor unit coming around him, trying to push him over or maybe just pull him, but he slowed down for the intersection, and now
A police chase in Oregon has left one motorcyclist with more than just a road rash. The police car closed in on the motorcycle, but the rider remained oblivious to the officer's attempts to pull him over. Tension rose as the motorcycle slowed for a turn. Suddenly, the police car bumped into the back of the motorcycle, causing the rider to lose control and fall. The police officer, determined to end the pursuit quickly, exited his vehicle brandishing a firearm. With the rider on the ground, the officer continued his aggressive approach, kicking the fallen biker in the helmet. Despite the shocking events, the motorcyclist complied with the officer's commands and was then handcuffed and arrested. Imagine leading cops in a chase while on roller skates. This skilled guy is rather bold. When the police tried to catch up with him, he zoomed through the streets on his rollerblades, moving quickly to escape. Like a smooth glider, he zoomed away, and the officers couldn't keep up with him. He successfully escaped amidst the cheers of bystanders. This next video was captured by a police camera in Massachusetts, and it was a real struggle between a biker and a cop. The officer had stopped the motorcyclist and didn't want to let him go. He went in to stand right in front of the bike, preventing the biker from leaving. As if that wasn't enough, he stood with the front wheel of the bike between his legs, so the bike could not turn without running into the officer.
Did he crash or all set?
After a while, the bike had had enough, and he put his bike into gear. The officer realized this, but there was nothing he could do as the biker accelerated, pushing the cop as he went. The officer had to step aside, and the motorcyclist made a clean escape. A motorcyclist decided to test the limits of both speed and law enforcement strategic decision-making by leading officers in an intense chase. Resembling a cat-and-mouse game, it unfolded on the 5 freeway, presenting limited hiding spots. Thus, the dramatic pursuit didn't last long, though. The biker, aware of the daunting challenges before Jin, decided to surrender to the officers, bringing the chase to a peaceful end. A daring suspect on a dirt bike eludes the police. He is seen weaving through city streets and even attempting a risky wheelie. The suspect is even careless enough to move from the road to the sidewalks, posing a serious threat to pedestrians. He loses his shoe in the process, so he takes a moment to put on his shoe, revs up the engine, and he's back on the move. The unrelenting patrol is hot on his trail, attempting to corner the elusive rider, but apparently this suspect is not one to be easily caught. The patrol is doing everything in their power to keep up, and the air unit is relentless in ensuring this guy doesn't escape. The next video is a gripping tale of a high-speed pursuit involving a motorcyclist and authorities. The whole thing began when deputies attempted to pull over McMillan. However, instead of stopping, McMillan accelerated, setting the stage for a daring chase through Nassau County.
Florida 1906.
The suspect decelerates his motorcycle as he maneuvers ahead of the police car. Seizing the opportunity, he attempts to provoke the officers inside the vehicle by leaning back and gesturing provocatively with his hands. Swiftly accelerating, he leaves the police officers behind. In a heart-stopping police pursuit, a daring biker showcased death-defying stunts, leaving officers in awe as he fled at speeds reaching 100 km/h. The video clearly shows how the biker skillfully stands up on the seat and even dares to take a mid-chase selfie, and then he casually perches on the footrests, all while speeding down the freeway. In the heat of the pursuit, the man makes a provoking hand gesture at the 2 motorcycle cops, seemingly taunting them as they struggle to keep pace with him. This biker is so daring to the point of making an unexpected pit stop to nonchalantly put on a set of earbuds. However, there's an end to everything. So despite the biker's efforts to slip away, the police catch up with him when he pulls into a gas station, bringing the hour-long chase to a halt.